In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down a problem that I discovered in my business that if I don't solve it, it is going to cost me $500,000. And when I say $500,000, I'm not talking about sales. I'm talking about my take-home pay as a business owner in my concrete company. So stay tuned because I'm going to be walking through exactly what this problem is and how I plan to fix it. All right, and to demonstrate what this problem is, you guys already know, if you watch this channel, I am a huge spreadsheet nerd, but this is how I run my business, so I have to be open and transparent. So what I discovered anyways is that we have a huge productivity problem. And when I say huge productivity problem, all that really means is that we are taking about 20 to 25% longer on jobs than what we're estimating. And even though that doesn't sound that bad, it's just a little bit off, let me show you guys how I know it's gonna cost me $500,000. So we see here in the spreadsheet that if I scroll down from a $3.5 million company, if all goes well, I should make $610,000 in net profit as a business. Now, here's the crazy part. Part of this spreadsheet, right, is something called flub. This is basically flub. All that really means is how far off are we from our estimates to actuality of what's happening. And let me show you guys something crazy. So remember, we are going to be a $3.5 million business with $600,000 of net profit. Let's just say if we take 25, oops, not 52, 20, oh my God, I did it again. 25% longer than what we're estimating. Let's look exactly how that changes. Oh my God. Now, because we're taking 25% longer, we're basically doing 25% less work. So our material costs go down, right? So I guess that's not the end of the world. Labor costs stay the same, but there goes literally almost all of my net profit. I go from $600,000 of net profit down to $57,000 of net profit. So as you guys can tell, if we continue on this pace, it's not like I'm going to go out of business, but this is going to cause a huge problem at the end of the year. So for the rest of the video, I'm going to tell you about how I went about solving this problem. All right, so once I figured out that this was a huge problem in my business, as you guys can tell, I went into immediate problem solving mode. And one of the craziest parts about being a business owner is it's not like we could just call our mommy or our uncle or someone else when we're having problems like this. Because could you imagine if I called my mom? I love my mom, but if I was like, Mom, I'm having a problem when I have a 25% flub in my business, I'm not going to make very much money. And she's going to look at me, and although she loves me, she's going to have no idea what to tell me, right? So as a business owner, one of the biggest struggles and challenges is where do we get information and how can we take a problem, how can we solve it, right? That's the goal of the business owner. We're always trying to make these small little improvements, which will have a huge change on the bottom line of your company. And remember, you making money is not a bad thing, because the more money that you make, the better that you can take care of your employees. The longer that you're going to be in business, you can provide better customer service for your workers. Making money is a good thing. It is absolutely not a bad thing. So what did I do? Number one is I have the concreteceo.com/mastermind, guys. It is a mastermind specifically for concrete business owners, and I don't think people really give that as much effort and attention as what they should. Because remember, the quality of person that we're hanging out with also means the quality of advice that we're getting, which in turn, small little decisions will make the biggest impact on your business. So number one is I'm hanging around people who are winners, people who care about their business, people who are taking things seriously, and who are not just wanting to be a concrete guy, but they're wanting to run a real business, right? And the method just happens to be concrete. Okay, so number one, I'm surrounded by the right people. Number two is now that I know that I have a problem and I'm actually in front of people who are doing great things with their business. Inside the mastermind, I always noticed there was one guy in particular who caught my attention. I've talked to him before. And what I always notice is when he would post pictures of jobs and he would post updates, I noticed that he would actually be able to finish work probably on average, like literally twice as fast as my crew did. And so because I have access to him, because we're friends, because we've connected, I was able to call him up. And so I called him up. I explained a little bit of the situation, like, hey man, I got a big productivity problem. And I see in the group that you're always posting about how fast you're able to do work. And here's the other key. I didn't just ask him over the phone, because honestly, him over the phone probably couldn't give me very much. But what I offered, I said, hey man, let me fly out there let me see how you're doing business. Let me see how you're running your crew. And in exchange, I will give you some of my secret sauce, which is sales and marketing, right? So like, let's connect, let's help each other. And from that, let's both grow. And it was kind of funny because in the moment, he was like, okay, when do you want to come out? And I was like, dude, I want to come out today. And he kind of laughed, and I was like, no, I'm serious. So we called his business partner, told him what was happening. He gave me the green light. I literally booked a plane ticket that day because, again, this isn't a small problem. And again, I have tons of crap to do. I'm a busy guy, but this is more important than anything, right? Like, I got to solve problems fast, because me solving this problem fast, it literally means over $1,000 a day the faster that I can solve it, right? So I went down there and I learned a little bit about what he was doing. And so I want to tell you guys a little bit about what he was doing, and hopefully it helps you. But also the main thing is I want you guys to understand, how I go about solving these problems just in general. So I went down there and he said, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, dude, just stick me on a crew, treat me like I'm a laborer, like use me, and I'm just going to observe what's happening. And so I did that. Like, I literally went down there, he stuck me on a crew, we were doing a driveway and a sidewalk, and I just observed. I observed what his company was doing. And what I learned was shocking. At least it was shocking to me. Because I said, man, surely if you're doing all this work, right? You have all this work, you're going fast, like things are just happening all the time. I'm like, there's got to be something that I'm just missing. Like, maybe it's some piece of equipment, or maybe it's this, or whatever it is. But what I really realized, it was something that I didn't even think about, which in hindsight was kind of stupid. It was small stuff. Like, for instance, when we got lined up at his job, I noticed, like, they would not just stand around. They wouldn't just wait for directions. Like, the foreman immediately went up to the job, talked to the customer about the project. As the foreman was talking to the customer about the project, the other guys immediately unloading forms, unloading rebar, unloading tools, getting the jackhammer ready. All those things were happening simultaneously. So that way, as soon as the foreman was done talking to the homeowner, they started work like that. And then everyone just worked hard. I know that sounds like weird, that it's like, well, duh, Tyler, like, if people just work hard, they're gonna go fast. But for some reason, it didn't really click to me. I didn't think that we had a problem with our guys working hard. But when I was able to see the difference firsthand of their guys versus my guys, I realized that my guys were kind of in coast mode. And whose fault is that? A lot of times people, like business owners, they want to blame the employees. They say, oh, my employees suck, my employees this, that. Whose fault is it? It's freaking mine, man. It is my fault. Why is it my fault? Because I'm the owner. I set the accountability. I set the pace. And what I realized is, me as the owner, I got a little bit, relaxed when it came to the schedule, because we do good work, we charge good money, all that. But my relaxedness allowed the guys to relax, and it trickled all the way down. And then now we have this big productivity problem. And so now that I've seen that firsthand, and I got reminded that it's all about accountability, right? With your team, it's all about the standards that you set as the business owner, because it's your company. It's up for you to set the standards and hold people accountable to those standards. Coming back, man, I am ready to talk with my project manager, have meetings with my guys, and honestly, just set higher expectations. And to me, like, I absolutely love my guys, but if any of them are going to have a problem with us needing to hit bigger numbers and just like having higher standards, like, I will literally just have to find replacements. Even though I like them, like, what's the point of having a business if I'm going through all this stress, all of this risk, all of this everything, if I'm going to barely profit any money? And again, I can't provide the best service to my customers if we have no money left. I can't provide great warranty. I can't do all the things that I want to do to service the people that I want at the highest level that I want to if I allow this problem to persist. This video is meant just to be a quick story about, one, how I discovered a problem, and then how I went about solving it. And I will try to keep you guys posted as far as what the results are from me coming back, having these team meetings, holding people more accountable, etc. So sorry, this is a little bit more of an informal YouTube video. This is also why I didn't post last week, if you can't tell. Man, I'm in just like pure problem solving mode. So that's basically all I have for this video. Make sure if you like it, give me a like and a subscribe. It seriously helps out so much as far as YouTube and all that stuff. And if you're interested in bettering yourself, and if you want to learn how to solve problems and learn from the best in the industry, make sure you click the link down below, concreteceo.com/mastermind. That's all I got for you guys. See you guys in the next one.